This is a list of every 4-time NCAA Wrestling Champion.
You have just witnessed history.
And with each of them, I'm going to tell you about their best stats and their best win. Oh, and I'm going to tell you about which is the best of the rest with a very special surprise at the end of this video. So let's stop stalling and get to the first 4-timer, Pat Smith, who won his 4 titles at Oklahoma State at 158 pounds. Now, the one thing about Pat Smith is if you're a new wrestling fan, you may not have heard of him, but you've probably heard about his brother, John Smith. It's kind of funny because while John is the current Oklahoma State head coach and one of the most accomplished wrestlers in USA wrestling history, he still never won 4 titles like his brother did. So from 1990 to 1994, Pat Smith won 4 national titles with 2 undefeated seasons and only a handful of losses. During his senior season, Pat's closest and best match came to Michigan's Sean Bourmet.
He came after me, and he was ready to win the national title.
It came down to the wire with a 4-3 score and only 15 seconds left, yet Pat Smith held on to the win to become the first ever 4-time national champion.
It was a prestigious match of the night.
During that season, he also helped Oklahoma State to a team title. Another guy accustomed to winning team titles is Cael Sanderson. And while he's now Penn State's head coach, he used to wrestle at Iowa State in the early 2000s. He was a 4-timer at 184 and 197 pounds. And coming off the historic feat of Pat Smith, Cael Sanderson put the world on watch by winning his first title as a freshman.
Did you really feel this was possible?
I don't know, but it happened.
And you won't believe where the tournament was held that year. State College, Pennsylvania. The place where Cael would later call home was the home to his first national title. Arguably his best and most notable NCAA Finals match came when he beat future Olympic and UFC heavyweight champion Daniel Cormier. While that match was close until the end, Cael ended up pulling off the victory and ended up winning a few more titles along the way.
I don't know what to say. I'm pretty happy. This is very nice.
He became the NCAA's first and currently only undefeated 4-time national wrestling champion. He finished his career 159-0.
Dan Gable just said it best. Bobby wants 9 more Caels.
I don't know what to say about that.
Yeah.
So how could anybody top that? The shorter answer is they couldn't. And for many years, they didn't. It wasn't until Cornell's Kyle Dake won his first titles in 2010 and 2011 that the world started to notice. And the way that Kyle Dake won his national titles was historic. He won at 141, 149, 157, and 165. A different weight for every title.
It's an amazing accomplishment, and I'm just really glad it turned out in my favor.
And along the way to his elite status, Dake beat some top-tier contenders, including Montel Marion and Frank Molinaro. But his most notable NCAA Finals matches was definitely against Penn State's David Taylor. The Magic Man was the only guy standing between Dake and a 4th title. And David Taylor did come out strong right away with a takedown, but Kyle Dake fired back and came out on top and made history, finishing his career a 4-timer, 137-4. The next 4-timer reminds me of Pat Smith in that he's often overlooked. And after I tell you who that is, I'm going to rank all of these 4-timers, and then I'm going to tell you who could win 4 titles in the future. So Logan Stieber is the lightest wrestler to win 4 national titles, at least for now. Now at Ohio State, he won titles at 133 and 141. Stieber is the most recent 4-timer, and from 2012 to 2015, he lost only 3 collegiate matches. On top of that, he had 50 career pins, the second most out of any of these 4-timers on the list. His best title win was probably over Oklahoma State national champion Jordan Oliver. He beat him to win his first title.
I was so happy. It's great.
He went on to beat Tony Ramos in the following season, but the thing about Stieber is he wasn't too flashy. He was just humble and got the job done. So out of all those 4-timers, who is the best of the best, assuming they're all in the same weight class and all in their prime? Well, please comment your answer down below, but for me, I'm going with Cael Sanderson. I mean, he's the only undefeated guy on this list. But if you think differently, please feel free to let me know why I'm wrong. Yet the story doesn't end there, because there are currently 6 wrestlers who could still become 4-timers in the near future. In the 2023 season alone, we could see history with both Yianni Diakomihalis and Spencer Lee going for their 4th titles. Spencer would be Iowa's first ever 4-timer, where Yianni would be Cornell's second ever 4-timer behind Kyle Dake. Based on the recently new and kind of weird eligibility rules, we could see a few more guys become 4-timers. Keegan O'Toole, AJ Ferrari, Carter Sirachi, and Aaron Brooks. Now, if Sirachi and Brooks both win titles at Penn State, they could be the first ever 4-timers coached by a former 4-timer, Cael Sanderson. And to see a full list of every 2-time, 3-time, and 4-time national champs, I put together a free PDF for you to download at the first link in the description down below.